Welcome to Useful Words. Hi, thanks for being here. Today we're going to share the law of feelings. What is the law of feelings? Understanding our negative bias. Feelings are contagious. What we say and think to ourselves matters. And how to use the law of feelings. Our feelings are something that we all experience every day. They can be happy or sad, angry or content. But did you know that our feelings are actually affected by what we say and think to ourselves? This is called the law of feelings, and it's something that everyone should be aware of. Let's take a closer look at what the law of feeling is and why it matters. What is the law of feelings? Simply put, the law of feeling states that your emotions are a direct reflection of your thoughts. In other words, if you think positive thoughts, you'll start feeling positive emotions. On the other hand, if you're thinking negative thoughts, you'll start feeling negative emotions. It's important to be aware of your thoughts and feelings so that you can keep them in alignment with what you want to manifest. The law of feeling states that how you feel is a direct reflection of your thoughts. In other words, your emotions are determined by your thoughts. This may seem like common sense, but it's actually a powerful law that can be used to create the life you want. If you want to feel good, you need to think good thoughts. It's that simple. The law of feeling is a powerful tool that states that how we feel is directly related to our thoughts. Our emotions are determined by our thoughts, which means we have the power to control how we feel by controlling our thoughts. If we want to attract positive things into our lives, we need to think positive thoughts. And if we want to manifest our desires, we need to visualize ourselves already in possession of them and feeling the corresponding emotions. Try out the law of feelings for yourself and see how it can help you create the life you want. Understanding our negativity bias. The negative spiral. Have you ever noticed how it's so much easier to remember the bad things that happen to us? It's like our brain has a built-in negativity bias. I'm assuming because back in our caveman days, it was more important for us to remember the dangerous situations we found ourselves in so that we can avoid them in the future. Nowadays, this negativity bias can serve us as a major barrier to happiness. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a bad mood, it seems like everything that happens is just confirmation of how you're feeling? You might have a fight with a friend, or get cut off in traffic, or spill coffee on your shirt. And instead of brushing it off as no big deal, you convince yourself that these things are happening because you're unlucky or undeserving. This is what it means to have a negative inner monologue. And unfortunately, it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Conversely, when you're in a good mood, it's easy to write off bad things as no big deal. You might lose your keys, get stuck in traffic, or spill coffee on your shirt. But instead of getting upset, you tell yourself that these things happen to everyone and it's not a big deal. This is what it means to have a positive inner monologue. And as you might guess, it can also be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So when something bad happens, it's easy for us to dwell on it and let it affect our entire day or even week. We might replay the situation over and over again in our head, coming up with different ways we could have handled it better. Or we might compare ourselves unfavorably to other people who seem to be doing better than us. This only leads to us feeling worse about ourselves and to further the negative spiral. Now, there's power in positive thinking. Fortunately, there is a way out of the negative spiral through positive thinking. If you want to start changing your emotions for the better, then it's time to start paying attention to your thoughts. When something negative happens, don't immediately start beating yourself up about it. Acknowledge what happened and then let it go. Remember that one bad thing doesn't mean that everything is bad. And when something positive happens, don't immediately dismiss it as no big deal. Acknowledge what happened and savor the good feelings. Remember that one good thing doesn't mean that everything is good, but it's a step in the right direction. Just by becoming aware of your thoughts and feelings, you can start to change them for the better. When something bad happens, instead of dwelling on it, try accepting it and moving on. It sounds easier said than done, but trust me, it gets easier with practice. You can also try focusing on the good things in your life, no matter how small they may be, and being grateful for them. Gratitude has been shown to increase well-being and overall satisfaction in life. And another way of getting out of a negative mindset is by practicing random acts of kindness. Helping others not only makes them feel good, but it also makes you feel good too. Thoughts become things. So be careful what you think about yourself. Our brains do have a negativity bias, which makes bad memories stand out more than good ones. But we can counteract this by practicing positive thinking instead. Your emotions are directly impacted by your thoughts, so make sure you're thinking good ones. If you want to improve your mental state, pay attention to your inner monologue and work on changing negative thought patterns into positive ones. With time and practice, you'll notice a difference in how you feel overall. Feelings are contagious. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the tension? Or on the flip side, have you ever walked into the room and felt the joy? Emotions are contagious. Think about it this way. Have you ever had a friend who is always negative? Maybe they're constantly complaining about their job, their significant other, or life in general. Now, chances are you don't enjoy being around this person very much. This is because the negative energy is contagious. On the other hand, have you ever had a friend who is always positive? Someone who sees the glass half full instead of half empty. Someone who finds the silver lining in every cloud. These are the type of people we want to be around because their positive energy is also contagious. Now, you know when you walk into a room and someone smiles at you and it just makes your day a little brighter? Or when you're having a tough day and someone vents to you about their own problems and suddenly yours don't seem so bad? That's because feelings are contagious. Just like a cold, our feelings are affected by what we say and think to ourselves. So when we're around people who are constantly negative, it's easy to catch those vibes. But the same is true for positive emotions. This is why it's so important to surround yourself with people who make you feel good. So how can we make sure our thoughts and words are impacting our emotions in a positive way? Start by monitoring your self-talk. What kind of things do you say to yourself on a daily basis? Are you constantly putting yourself down or doubting your abilities? If so, it's time for a change. Instead of thinking in negative thoughts, make an effort to focus on the positive. For example, instead of telling yourself, "I can't do this," try saying, "I can do this." And instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I'm good enough." It may sound cheesy, but trust me, these small changes can make a big difference in how you feel about yourself. In addition to monitoring your self-talk, it's also important to surround yourself with positive people. As I mentioned before, our emotions are affected by the people we spend time with. So if you want to feel good, surround yourself with people who make you feel good. This could be a friend, family member, co-worker, or anyone else who brings positivity into your life. Change your words, change your mood. The words we use have a big impact on how we feel. If you find yourself using phrases like "I can't," "I'm such a failure," or "I give up," try switching them with more positive words and phrases like "I can do this," "I'm enough," "I'm resilient." Just changing a few words can completely change your mood and how you feel about yourself. Be intentional about the words you use, especially when it comes to self-talk. Stop comparing yourself to others. Social media isn't helping when it comes to the way we feel about ourselves. It's easy to scroll through our feeds and see everyone else living their best life while we feel like we can never measure up. But comparison is dangerous because it leads to negative self-talk like, why can't I be like him? Or, I would never be good enough. So instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own journey and celebrate your unique gifts and talents. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Please don't forget to show yourself some compassion. We all make mistakes, and we all have flaws. It's okay to be imperfect. That's what makes us human. So instead of beating yourself up when you make a mistake, learn from it and move on. The next time you find yourself caught up in a negative thought spiral, remember your thoughts and words have power. They can either positively or negatively impact your emotions, so choose wisely. Focus on the positive and surround yourself with people who make you feel good. And most importantly, show yourself some compassion. You deserve it. Remember that your thoughts and feelings play a role in shaping your reality. If you want to change the way you feel, start by changing your thoughts and words. Be intentional about who you surround yourself with and make sure they make you feel good. Please stop comparing yourself with others because comparison breeds negative self-talk, which only makes you feel worse in the end. When you focus on your own journey, you'll realize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, even if it doesn't always feel like it. What we say and think to ourselves matters. You may have heard of the law of attraction, which is the belief that our thoughts and feelings attract things into our lives. While this law is widely debated, there's another law that is not: the law of feelings. Our feelings are affected by what we say and think to ourselves. So if you want to feel better, you need to be intentional about the words you use. It's no secret that our thoughts and words affect our emotions. But what you may not know is just how powerful your words can be, especially the ones you say to yourself. That's right. The things you think and say to yourself matter just as much as the things you think and say to others. In fact, they may even matter more. Here's some ways that what we say and think to ourselves matter. Thoughts become things. You probably heard of the saying, thoughts become things. This means that whatever you focus on expands in your life. So if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, guess what? You're going to attract more negativity into your life. On the other hand, if you focus on positive thoughts, you're going to attract more positivity. It's really that simple. The power of words. In addition to our thoughts, the words we use also affect our feelings. The words we choose can either empower us or disempower us. For example, let's say you make a mistake at work. You can beat yourself up by thinking, why did I do this? I can't believe I did that. Or you could give yourself some grace by thinking, everyone makes mistakes. I'll just do better next time. See how two different perspectives can lead to two very different emotions? Here's another one. Our thoughts affect our moods. If we're constantly thinking negative thoughts, it's going to bring us down and leave us feeling stressed out or anxious. However, if we focus on positive thoughts, that will help us feel happier and calm. For example, if you worry about a presentation you have to give at work tomorrow, instead of thinking, I'm going to mess up, try thinking, I'm prepared and I'm going to do my best. Here's another one. Our words affect our behaviors. The words we use can affect our behaviors in both positive and negative ways. If we're constantly telling ourselves that we're not good enough or that we can't do something, then we're likely to believe it and act accordingly. On the other hand, if we tell ourselves that we're capable and competent, then we're more likely to take risks and put forth our best effort. Here's another one. Our thoughts affect our physical well-being. Our thoughts can actually influence our physical health. If you're constantly stressing out about things or dwelling on negative experiences, that chronic stress can lead to problems like headaches, fatigue, trouble sleeping, indigestion, and even heart disease. However, if you focus on thinking positive thoughts and taking care of ourselves mentally and emotionally, we can lead to better physical health overall. Stop comparing yourself to others. Social media isn't helping when it comes to the way we feel about ourselves. Your thoughts create your reality. Have you ever heard of the saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right? There's a lot of truth to that. Our thoughts create our reality. So if we're constantly telling ourselves that we're not good enough or that we can't do something, then we're likely to believe it. On the other hand, if we tell ourselves that we're capable and deserving of good things, then we're more likely to achieve them. It sounds simple, but it's true. Think about it this way. If you told your friend that she's fat, ugly, or worthless, how do you think she would feel? Probably pretty terrible, right? Now imagine if she told herself those same things. Chances are she would believe them, and her life would reflect that. This is because our thoughts shape our perception of ourselves, which then affect our behaviors and choices. In other words, what we say and think to ourselves matters a lot. Choose your words wisely. So what does all this mean for you? It means that you should choose your words carefully, both the ones you say to yourself and the ones you say to others. Instead of putting yourself down, focus on building yourself up. Tell yourself that you're smart, capable, and deserving of good things. Surround yourself with people who will do the same. Consider your words carefully before speaking them, even and especially if they're just for yourself. Remember, your words have power. Use them wisely. Please remember that your thoughts and feelings play a role in shaping your reality. If you want to change the way you feel, start by changing your thoughts and words. Be intentional about who you surround yourself with and make sure that they make you feel good. Please stop comparing yourself to others because comparison leads negative self-talk, which only makes you feel worse in the end. When you focus on your own journey, you'll realize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, even if it doesn't always feel like it. So the next time you find yourself thinking or saying something negative about yourself or anyone else, stop and consider the impact those words might have. Choose your words wisely because they have the power to shape your reality. Surround yourself with people who will build you up instead of tearing you down, including yourself. Focus on positive self-talk and watch as your life begin to reflect it back to you in amazing ways. Your thoughts create your reality, so make sure yours are worth creating. How to use the law of feelings. You are a powerful being with the ability to create your own reality. Your thoughts and words have real power to shape your life experiences. This is what we like to call the law of feelings. Our feelings are affected by what we say and think to ourselves. So if you want to feel good, you need to be intentional about the thoughts you allow into your mind and the words you speak. Here are a few ways to get started. Affirmations. An affirmation is simply a statement that you repeat to yourself on a regular basis in order to program your mind for success. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, you might say, I am healthy and fit, or I love my body every day. The more you say it, the more you believe it, and eventually it will become your reality. Visualization. Another way to manifest your desired reality is through visualization. This involves picturing yourself in the life you want, whether that's on stage, accepting an award, or taking a tropical vacation. See it in your mind's eye as clearly as possible and feel the emotion that goes along with achieving your goal. The closer you can visualize it, the closer you will get to making it happen. Please don't forget to speak kindly of yourself. We are often our own worst critic. But if you wouldn't say something negative about yourself to a friend, what would you say to yourself? Be gentle with yourself and remind yourself that you are doing the best you can each and every day. How does the law of feelings work? The law of feelings work in conjunction with the other laws of the universe do, such as the law of attraction, like energy, and the law of abundance. When you add the law of feelings into the mix, it creates a powerhouse trio that can help you manifest anything you desire. The key is to focus on feeling good so that you can attract more good into your life. Here's some more examples. Let's say you wanted to manifest a new job. You've been sending out resumes and going on interviews, but so far nothing has come through. You start to feel discouraged, thinking that maybe you're not good enough or that there's no good jobs out there for you. These negative thoughts start to generate negative emotions like anxiety, fear, and doubt. The problem is that when you're feeling negative emotions, they're blocking your ability to attract what you want. The solution is to focus on feeling good, no matter what's happening or not happening in your life. So in our examples above, instead of getting caught up in the negative thoughts about not finding a job, we should shift our focus to feeling happy and excited about all the possibilities that are out there for us. We should think about how great it feels to land our dream job and how our lives will change for the better when we do. By focusing on these positive feelings, we open ourselves up to attracting more positive energy, which includes finding our perfect job. The law of feelings is the powerful tool that can help you manifest your desire. Be mindful of your thoughts and emotions. Focus on feeling good regardless of circumstances, and you will start to see the universe respond in kind. The law of feelings is simple. Our thoughts and words have power to shape our reality. So if you want to feel good, make sure you are intentional about your thoughts running through your head and the words coming out of your mouth. Try using affirmations and visualization techniques to program your mind for success. And don't forget to treat yourself with kindness and compassion. These small changes in your thinking can lead to big changes in your life experiences. So why not give them a try? I'm Leroy Glover, and I thank you.